And just another reminder, today is tax day, and with money on our minds, there's no one better to turn to than CBS News Business Analyst Schlesinger, who joins us live in studio.
Yeah, it's such a treat to finally meet you in person and
fabulous.
get to talk to you here. We have a lot of questions for you. So we do know that there have been some changes to the tax code under the Trump administration. How has that been affecting the average refund?
Well, the average refund is down just a little bit right now by $52. So it's still around that $3,000. Earlier in the tax season, it was very scary. People said, oh my gosh, I'm getting a much lower refund. But remember, a lot of that had to do with not understanding that part of your refund may have come during the year because withholdings changed. So refunds down a little bit, but get cracking, man, because it is getting late. I'm going to say that to a certain traffic person nearby.
Not naming any names.
Delays. All right, so for Jill, anyone putting off those filing taxes until the very last minute, what kind of options do they have? What
So we always want to know that you can go on extension. You are absolutely not alone. The IRS says there's probably going to be more people on extension this year than any year in the past. It's Form 4868. Remember, extensions have a caveat. You have 6 more months to actually file, but not to pay. You have to estimate what you think you owe, send that to the IRS, or else you will face penalties. Also, I should note, the deadline for actually contributing to an IRA or a Roth IRA, that is still today, April 15th. So if you are going to do that, make sure it gets in today.
Okay, always great advice. We also wanted to talk to you about your new book, which is exciting, and I love the title of your book. It's called The Dumb Things Smart People Do With Their Money, 13 Ways to Right Your Financial Wrongs. So why are intelligent people making these mistakes?
I hate to tell you this. We're human beings. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. So, I mean, look, we have a lot of emotions that dominate what our decisions are. And that could be fear and greed, very much prevalent in your financial decisions. But also we've got cognitive biases that have been developing over millions of years, ways that we react to risk. They are not clear-cut. We are not algorithms. We are not computers.
All right, so Jill, we have several examples from the book. One of them, how about the first one, buying financial products you don't quite understand?
Have you ever been sitting across from somebody and you're sort of saying, like, the thought bubble is like, I have no idea what that guy or gal is just saying, so I guess I'll just sign. Don't do that. And the reality is that we don't actually understand many of these products because they're incredibly complicated. So before you sign on the dotted line and before you say, well, I'll just trust this human being because, ask questions. And I really want people to understand that you can always call a timeout. Hey, I don't get this. I'm not signing just yet. And if you really are unsure, call an end to the meeting. Go get a second opinion.
That is great advice. Okay, this is a big one for us here in the Bay Area. Should we buy? Should we rent? I had to face this decision very recently. How do you make that decision?
It is always a very personal decision. And what I want to remind everyone is that you are living in such a high cost area. So you've got to run the numbers. A lot of people are better off renting simply because the price of putting that down payment down is too high. You may lose all your liquidity. I know a lot of us have grown up with parents who say, oh, renting is throwing money out the window. Here's a new way to think about it. Renting is buying opportunity. So buy that opportunity and do so without any guilt.
All right, Jill, the next dumb thing, making money more important than it is. What do you mean by this?
Look, I know money is important. It is a means to an end. But when you look at statistics around happiness, around how much money you need to really live a fulfilling life, it's not bazillions of dollars. So what you want to do is figure out what you need to achieve your goals. And that's it. Then you don't have to go back and make yourself nuts about all the different decisions. These are 13 very clear tips, ways to avoid it. You're not alone. I wrote the book for you.
All right, Jill, thank you so much. And good to finally see you in person.
I know, I'm kind of struck by how young you are, and it's making me upset.
Thanks, Jill.
She was talking to you, not me.
Looks can be deceiving.
Both.
All right, Jill, thanks so much.
Sure.